Hello, it's Eden. How are you? I'm good, thanks for asking. I hope you like the new setup. I really haven't done anything different except add a lamp and a little dude saying hey, and also this nifty backdrop, which smells funny. So I hope you like the new setup. I feel like it's really starting to feel like nice and intimate and cozy in here, which is awesome. In today's video, I want to start by first defining a term. In psychoanalysis, there is this term known as egosyntonic. Egosyntonic refers to behaviors, values, and feelings that are in harmony or more acceptable to the needs and goals of one's ego. Egosyntonic is the word that we use to positively describe some of the traits that we have within ourselves. Egosyntonic means it's the values, behaviors, and feelings that we have that we feel reflect our true self-image or our ideal self-image. The reason why I bring up the word egosyntonic is because it's in relation to today's video. Today, I want to talk about some of the more positive traits that some of us with OCPD will display. So these are the kinds of traits that we feel have really helped us. These are the traits, the values, and the behaviors that we feel really harmonize with our ideal selves. They are the traits and behaviors that we display that make us us, and at the same time as well, make us better, how we feel to be better. If you don't know what OCPD is, OCPD stands for Obsessive Compulsive Personality Disorder. It is within the C cluster of personality disorders, and it is defined by the following traits: the preoccupation with details, with rules, with lists, with order, and with organization, the constant need and compulsion to be perfect or perfectionism, the excessive devotion to work, the overconscientious inflexibility to rules, especially if it's moral rules. We're very black and white with our thinking. It's the inability to discard worn out and old things. It's the reluctance to delegate tasks because we just prefer to do things ourselves. So we're very controlling with the environment around us, and we can be very miserly with money, but that can also go completely against the grain with our thinking. So we will have cycles of thrift and we will have cycles of spend. So we will have cycles where we're very miserly with our money, and then we will shift into a mindset where we will become very spend happy and we'll spend the money on very strange and odd things. And also rigidity and stubbornness. We're very stubborn. We're very rigid. We don't really like things to be changed. So that's OCPD.
What is this? There's something wrong with the house! I don't like change!
If you feel you identify with any of these traits and that you might have OCPD, the best place to go is to a qualified professional who can diagnose you and then get you the help that you deserve. Today I want to talk about the more positive aspects of OCPD, the more egosyntonic behaviors and traits and morals and values that we feel have actually really helped us with our life and our day-to-day life and our learning and just being, generally us. So I'm going to run down a few of them. I'm not going to go through too many, but if you like the video, please subscribe and comment letting me know that you like this video, because I can definitely make another one, a follow-up, and we can just add from here, man. Like, we can just go forever. It's awesome. The first one is learning. For us, for people with OCPD, we have this real compulsion to need to learn. We get very hyper fixated on topics and we feel like we have to learn all aspects of the topic. And if we don't know anything about the topic, then we are going to research it, especially if it's something that's interesting for us. With this compulsion, whilst it can be bad because it can lead us down some very interesting and absurd rabbit holes, it's also a really good trait because we have now a huge knowledge base, and because of our perfectionism, we want our knowledge to be correct. So we do the best we can to make sure that everything that we're learning is as accurate as it can be. The information is up to date, it's from a reputable source, it's been peer reviewed, and if possible, I will often go to peer reviewed studies versus just a random article on the internet, because I like my knowledge to be as accurate as possible. Whilst it's difficult for us to just let go of something that we don't know, It's also a positive trait because it means we're always learning. And if we're not learning about something, then we're learning about something else. So we're always on the go, we're always learning, we're always looking to learn new things. And this is such a great positive trait to have, especially in the workplace, because things evolve so quickly and so fast in the workplace. So if you're introducing a new system and you have a worker who has OCPD, you can be sure that the person that has OCPD is going to do their utmost to make sure that they know all about that system. They learn all the facets of the system and going to be able to perform and excel in learning that system, and they'll learn it quickly too. We're very fast learners. This is why we're constantly looking for new things to keep us occupied. We're constantly looking for new ways of new things to discover, new things to learn about. So it's a really positive trait, actually. It's a really, really positive trait. The second trait, which follows straight on from the first trait, is because of this learning, because of this dedication that we have, we are perfect workers. We always have this positive work ethic. We are very, very dedicated to work. We're very dedicated to our jobs. We're very, very dedicated to ensure that we are performing at our peak. And we have very high expectations of ourselves. So we want to make sure that we are following the rules. We want to make sure that we are perfecting all the tasks that we go through, that we perform on the day-to-day basis. We work a lot of long hours too. Not that I condone such a behavior, as I feel that work should only be done between the hours of start job and start the day and finish the day. But a lot of us with OCPD, we love to dedicate more hours in the day, as many as we can actually as possible, to the job that we're doing. And we may not even like the job, to be honest, but we want to perform. We want to please our managers. We want to make sure that not only are we doing the job correctly, that we are really dedicating our lives to the job. So it's quite a positive influence. It's quite a positive trait to be so dedicated to our role, whether we like it or whether we don't. And I think that that's a fantastic trait to have with OCPD, because you see a lot of people in the working world with their careers and you can just tell they've given up. You can just tell that they don't want to be there. They don't want to learn anything new. They don't want to mingle with their co-workers. They don't want to change how they are and how they initially learnt the role to begin with. And that's a very backwards mindset to have. You don't want to be entering a role thinking to yourself, yes, once I learn how to do this job, then that's it. I do not need to change how I need to do this job at all. Change in the workplace is quite easy for us. It's quite hard for us at the same time because change sucks. We don't like change. We like things to stay the same. But many of us understand that change is just a thing that happens in the workplace and we always need to be ready for it. There's always going to be a new system that's going to be implemented. There's always going to be a staff member leaving. There's always going to be a staff member starting. There's always going to be rosters getting changed, work getting changed, output getting changed, hours getting changed. Change is just a thing that happens in the workplace. So we're very quick to learn, we're very quick to pick up on that change. As much as we don't like it, we will pick up on it, we'll accept it, and we'll devote ourselves to making it work. That's a really, really positive trait to have. So go us, yay! Also, incidentally, if you have OCPD and you are putting in way, way more hours than you need to, then you need to go home. You need to start on time and finish on time because you'll just burn yourself out. The next thing is organization. Many of us with OCPD, we are very organized. We are very organized, not just with our life, but just with little things. We have very organized drawers. We have very organized cupboards. We have very organized things. We have things that go in certain places, and it's very important to us to have these things organized because logically speaking, if it's organized, especially if it's perfectly lined up, if it's alphabetized, if it's color-coded, then we know exactly where that thing is. Because we like things really organized and we know where everything is, things just look beautifully presented. Like, this is why a lot of people with OCPD are very suited to be designers or within creative jobs, because we love symmetry, we love organization, we love things to be color-coded. Even just in things like the presentation of food. For example, if I am creating a platter of food, I will group my food in color, and I will have the colors graduate as they move from one to another. It's nice to have things color-coded, it's nice to have things organized, it's nice to have things symmetrical. You have a huge eye for color, you have a huge eye for symmetry, you have a really good eye for detail, so you'll be able to make beautiful designs just with using your gorgeous brain. So, a fantastic trait to have. The downside, however, to having things organized and having things in one particular place or having things as they are is it does give us a lot of stress and a lot of anxiety when things are changed. As I said earlier, we can usually cope when it's at work. Change is just going to be something that happens. That's just what happens at work. We understand this. But in the home, we do like things to be how they are, so when somebody comes along and changes that, it gives us a lot of stress, it gives us a lot of anxiety. So if you're living with someone with OCPD and you want to change something, consult them first. That's the best way, and open the dialogue. Open a dialogue and have a discussion about the change, because there's nothing worse than getting home and going, everything is different and I don't know what to do now. For example, me walking into the supermarket and finding that things have changed gives me a lot of stress, a lot of anxiety, because now I don't know where my favorite bread is. Now I don't know where I can find all the medicinal items, you know. So it's very hard for us to accept change. The next one ties in a lot with organization, and that's detail. We're really good at noticing detail. We're really good at noticing if something's just slightly off skew. We're really good at noticing if something's different. This is why it's such a positive trait. We are really good at noticing detail. We are really good at noticing if a pattern is interrupted. We're really good at noticing these things. The other night I was walking barefoot down my hallway and I went, there's a little patch of carpet that's slightly discolored that didn't look like that before, and when I turned on the light I found a cricket on the floor, so I killed it. Stupid cricket. So yeah, OCPD, we're really good at noticing things. We're really good at noticing if things are misaligned. We're really good at noticing if there's a spelling error. I'm the type of person that will sit and go, there's a spelling error. There's a spelling error. Like, I was watching a kids cartoon the other week with my son and I was pointing out all the spelling errors on the TV. We'd be fantastic editors because we're so good at noticing errors in other people's work. So, detail. We have a huge eye for detail. That bleeds right back into that whole thing of organization and design. We like symmetry, we like patterns, so we notice when a pattern is amiss. The last positive trait of having OCPD is we're dedicated. We are incredibly dedicated. We are the type of people that once we find the ideal partner, the ideal friend, the ideal job, the ideal thing that we're after, we'll stick with it. We are so dedicated. We love being loyal. We love being around the people that we have chosen. We love being at the jobs that we pick. Even if we don't necessarily like the job, we've usually picked the job for a reason. So maybe it's money. We like money. Yes, we do. Doesn't everyone like money though? But we are very dedicated, and we also have a very strong sense of morality, and we're dedicated to that morality as well. So we have this beautiful blend of morals and ethics and values and dedication. It just makes us the perfect friend, honestly. As long as you don't mess with the general order and organization of things, like, we are awesome. We are such awesome people. Like, we're just fantastic. So if you have OCPD and you're not feeling too fantastic today, I just want to let you know that you are awesome. You are strong, you are dedicated, you have a magnificent eye for detail. You are organized. You have a great sense of right and wrong. You can be good with money every now and then. If you let yourself be good with money, you can be very good with money. But I just wanted to let you know that if you're having a bad day and you're looking for the positives that are within yourself, you are awesome. You are awesome just the way you are. If you have a loved one who has OCPD and you're trying to come to terms with it, check out my next video that I'm going to be producing. As I said before, is I want to give you some tips that you can follow and learn to help you understand a little bit more about our mindset and how we think. So stick around. Check for the next video when that eventually comes out. So that's all I have to say for today. There's lots of other positive traits that I can think of when it comes to OCPD, but I just didn't want to go into too long of a video. So if you want to hear more, comment below what you feel your positive trait with OCPD is. And if you like my content, please like my video, please subscribe and comment and share, and just let me know that I'm doing a good job. The more encouragement you give me, the more videos I will make, and the more we can connect and understand a little bit more about OCPD and each other. So thanks for joining me. I hope you like the new setup. I'm really loving how nice and cozy it is. So until next time, my name is Eden. I have lots of ideas, and I'll see you in the next video to talk about more of them. Ta-ta!